How does a teenager from Connecticut go from posting a simple dance video to becoming one of the most famous people on the planet? It sounds like the plot of a movie, right? But for Charli D'Amelio, this was her reality. She didn't plan to become a global icon. She just downloaded an app, posted a video, and her life changed forever. But what happens when overnight fame means growing up with millions of people watching your every move? This is the story of how Charli D'Amelio accidentally became the face of a generation. Before the fame, the followers, and the fortune, Charli was just a regular kid from Norwalk, Connecticut. Born in 2004 to Mark and Heidi D'Amelio, she grew up with her older sister, Dixie. Her life was pretty normal. Her dad was a businessman and a former political candidate, and her mom was a photographer and former model. For Charli, life was all about one thing: dance. She started competitive dancing when she was just 3 years old and trained for over a decade. It was her passion, her entire world. She spent her days in school and her afternoons and weekends at the dance studio, practicing, competing, and dreaming of a future on the stage. She was talented, dedicated, and completely focused on her craft. Little did she know, her dance skills were about to take her to a stage bigger than she could ever imagine. And it wasn't a physical one, it was a digital one, right on everyone's phone. In the summer of 2019, a friend told Charli about a new app called TikTok. At first, she wasn't that interested, but soon, she decided to give it a try. She started by posting a few lip-sync videos just for fun. Then, in July 2019, she posted a simple side-by-side video, a duet, with another user, showing her following a dance tutorial. It was nothing fancy, just Charli in her bedroom, effortlessly copying the moves. But something about it connected with people. The video went viral. Suddenly, her phone started blowing up with notifications. Thousands of likes turned into tens of thousands, and her follower count began to skyrocket. She kept posting, mostly dance videos, showcasing her years of training with a natural charisma that was impossible to ignore. People loved her. She wasn't a polished celebrity. She was just a girl dancing in her room, and that relatability was her superpower. One of the dances that truly launched her into the stratosphere was the Renegade. While she didn't create the dance, that credit goes to a talented young dancer named Julia Harmon. Charli's performance of it went massively viral. It became a global phenomenon, and Charli D'Amelio became synonymous with TikTok dance trends. By November 2019, just a few months after joining the app, she had amassed millions of followers and was officially crowned the most followed creator on TikTok. Her rise was meteoric. It was unlike anything the internet had seen before. She wasn't just a TikToker. She was becoming a household name, and she was only 15 years old. This rapid ascent from a quiet life in Connecticut to global stardom was just the beginning. The world was watching, and her life was about to get a whole lot more complicated. With millions of eyes on her, Charli's life transformed. In late 2019, she and her sister Dixie signed with a talent agency, and the whole D'Amelio family moved to Los Angeles to pursue the opportunities flooding in. It was a whirlwind. Charli was invited to dance with her idol, Bebe Rexha, at a Jonas Brothers concert. She appeared in a Super Bowl commercial. She started collaborating with massive brands, from makeup companies to clothing lines. The family launched their own YouTube channels, a podcast, and eventually, their own reality show on Hulu, The D'Amelio Show. They were no longer just a family. They were a brand. Charli went from being a dancer to a multifaceted businesswoman before she even had her driver's license. And with that fame came a lot of money. While it's hard to pin down an exact number, estimates put Charli D'Amelio's net worth in the tens of millions of dollars. We're talking somewhere around $20 to $25 million. This comes from a huge variety of sources. There are the brand deals, where companies pay her massive amounts to promote their products to her millions of followers. There's her own merchandise and product lines, like her social tourist clothing brand with Hollister, and her own perfume, Born Dreamer. And don't forget the revenue from YouTube, her reality show, and various other business ventures she and her family have started. It's a full-blown empire, built in just a few short years, all stemming from that first viral dance video. But here's something important to remember. Growing up in the public eye isn't easy. While the success was incredible, it came with a dark side. Every post, every video, every public appearance was scrutinized by millions. She faced a constant barrage of negative comments about her looks, her dancing, and her personality. People dissected her relationships and friendships. Imagine being a teenager, already dealing with all the normal pressures of growing up, but having to do it with the whole world judging you. It took a massive toll on her mental health. Charli has been incredibly open about her struggles with anxiety and an eating disorder. On her family show and in interviews, she shared how the constant pressure and hate comments affected her, leading to a loss of passion for the very thing that made her famous, dancing. She felt like she had to be perfect all the time, and the weight of that expectation was crushing. It's a powerful reminder that behind the screen, the follower accounts, and the brand deals, there's a real person with real feelings. By speaking out, she's helped normalize conversations about mental health for her millions of young followers, showing them that it is okay not to be okay, and that seeking help is a sign of strength. It is a side of the story that is just as important as the viral dances and the massive net worth. So, what has Charli been up to more recently? She's been focused on evolving beyond just being a TikToker. She competed on and won Dancing with the Stars, a full circle moment that brought her back to her competitive dance roots. She's continued to build her business empire with her family, launching new products and ventures. She's also exploring other passions like music, hinting at a potential new chapter in her career. But most importantly, she seems to be reclaiming her own narrative. She is learning to navigate the immense pressure of her fame while also trying to just be a young adult. She's setting boundaries, focusing on her mental well-being, and figuring out who she wants to be away from the TikTok trends. She's proving that she's more than just a 15-second video. The story of Charli D'Amelio is a fascinating case study of modern fame. She represents a new kind of celebrity, one that was born not in Hollywood studios, but in a teenager's bedroom. Her journey highlights the incredible power of social media to change a life overnight, for better and for worse. She became the queen of TikTok, a symbol for Gen Z, and a multimillionaire, all by accident. But her story is also a cautionary tale about the pressures of growing up online. It shows the real human cost of living under a microscope and the importance of prioritizing mental health above likes and followers. Charli didn't ask for this life, but she's learning to navigate it on her own terms, transforming from a viral sensation into a young woman in control of her own destiny. What do you think is the biggest lesson we can learn from Charli's story? Is it about the power of authenticity, the dangers of online fame, or something else entirely? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you think, and I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. If you enjoyed this look into her life, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next video where we break down another fascinating story. Thanks for watching.